Hey, what is up guys? Cain here with XBLA fans, and I'm going to be giving you a quick taste of Bridge Constructor Portal, which is now available on Xbox One from Heads Up Games for $14.99. Now, this is pretty cool to me because it brings a lot of what was a really good game to begin with and kind of like adds a lot of personality to it. Like, I mean, you've played the Portal franchise, hopefully. You've definitely recognized that, you know, like Glados and just everything involved with that took it from, you know, a just puzzle platformer to something really special. So I put up the controls real quick, and then I also put up this right here. And the reason I wanted to put this up is because it keeps a lot of the mathematics that, you know, the old, you know, Bridge Constructor had, where like it works like a bridge would work. Triangles are strong. You need to use, you know, intelligent design when you build your bridges. I'm gonna build 2 bridges for you guys today, and you're gonna probably see me fail a couple times because while I do try to follow these principles, I can guarantee I don't always do them correctly. Not to mention I do have a bad habit of almost always forgetting to turn on my my bridge path. So I'll just have metal support beams sitting there, and I'm like, oh, why can't the car just drive over that? But no, it never seems to work for me, right? But yeah, you're going to do suspended bridges. You're going to have to do, you know, a lot of different mixes of all these different things to make things work right. And that's one of the coolest things to me, is that this game takes a really cool kind of mathematic physics thing and makes it fun. And that's not always the easiest thing to do. Now, I'm going to show you guys 2 levels here. These are about the second area, I would say, just because they have a little bit more of the Portal flavor to them. So obviously GLaDOS is back, and that automatically is just fantastic. There's nothing quite like having GLaDOS in here. So we did a review of this game, and our reviewer loved it. I've been playing it for a couple days now, on and off, and I have to say I'm really enjoying it. And I just think it's pretty special, man. So if you're familiar with the previous games, it's a very similar concept, except now you have these kind of portal testing vehicles. Obviously in the past it was like cars and trucks and stuff. I did not get to play much of Bridge Constructor Stunts, but I do believe that some of that concept is in here a little bit. One thing you'll notice in these levels is that these are not very standard bridges. Some of the earlier levels were, you know, just to get the basics down and teach you things, but there's definitely a lot of cool things going on. So as you can see, the controls are really, really simple in this game, and that's one of the things that's really nice about it. You have 2 building components right now, at least in the game. I have not played that much further than this, actually, so I'm not sure how much more crazy it'll get. But for here, it's been just these 2 parts, and they give you pretty much everything you need. And one of the cool things is they've been adding, you know, the different portal mechanics. So even though it's just those 2 components right here, it's felt like there's been more than that in a sense. You know, just because there's constantly new things. Like there's turrets, there's portals, obviously. One of the next level I'm going to show has Propulsion Gel in it. So, you know, there's a couple different things. Like we've had companion cubes, we've had to, you know, hit pressure plates, you know, different things happen. And that's some of the cool stuff with this game, is just that it really seems to mash the 2 things almost perfectly together. And I can honestly say that whoever came up with this concept is brilliant, because there's no way in my mind I could have ever just been like, huh, I wish we had a Bridge Constructor Portal. You know, like it's not something I would have come up with. So whoever did is much more clever than I am. So, you know, like, obviously here, I've got a couple different types of bridges. You can already see I've got, you know, my little hanging suspension one, and then I have this giant mess of a contraption over there. And one of the cool things is you can hit Y, and Y allows you to test, or obviously you can just, you know, send a car. When you hit Y, it's really convenient, because what it will do is it'll allow you to see if your bridge is just going to fall. And a lot of times I'm building something, and I'm just like, yeah, that ain't gonna hold too well, you know, because not always do you have the best spots to put it. Like right here, I'm having to hang it from the ceiling, which is yeah, let's just assume I don't get this done right on my first try, because I know I don't. The beauty of recorded video that has been edited is I can sit back and tell you I'm going to fail here. Hey, it's just a fact. But that's one of the cool things about this game is there's a lot of, you know, trial and failure, and you can just kind of make things work how you want. You know, there's some cool different things that'll happen, and I've definitely been enjoying it. So it merges the two games really well, and you get to kind of just build in the Aperture Science Labs, and that's just great. And just having, you know, Glados back is phenomenal. I mean, honestly, I've wanted a Portal, you know, sequel for a while. I never expected it would be a physics puzzle game about bridges, but like, I'll take it, man. It's a franchise that I've really enjoyed, so this definitely makes me excited about it. And like I said, like the gameplay to this is obviously, you know, pretty simple, but it gets so complex because, like you're seeing here, like I've got a lot of different things that are going on. We've got to send this cart down. We got to get it through the portals. They've made it so that all the different portals will match color wise, so you will see multiple different color portals in this game, not just your standard. Because there was one level I know in particular in the past where we had to deal with basically 8 different portals. So, you know, like, you can get some crazy stuff going on, and that's pretty cool to me. So, like, as you can see, you end up with these weird, crazy ideas here. So, when I'm building, a lot of times I don't really know what's going to happen, but one of the nice things about it is you can always see, you know, where the lines will be that you can connect to. That helps a ton when you're trying to build these kind of like, you know, stronger, you know, triangle based bridges, and you need to make sure you have connectors everywhere. One really cool thing about this game is how easy they've made it to move any joint. So you decide you don't like where it is and you want to move it a little bit, you just hit X, and X will allow you to just grab it and drag it. And, you know, when it turns red, it will show you, okay, you can't reach here. You know, it will get rid of the piece. And you can just hit B to get rid of anything you built. It's just really simple and really fun to work with. And that's just fantastic, in my opinion. So, as you can see, like, this one bridge is kind of nuts. Now, I mean, I'm sure someone who's actually a little more adept at this game could have built this a lot quicker with half the pieces. But this is me just sitting here trying to guess what's going to work. Because I recorded this, instead of, you know, doing a level I knew how to do, I just picked the next 2 levels when I was playing the game. And I'm like, oh, I'll just show these. They look like they're going to be interesting. You know, I knew one was going to be a propulsion one because it's in the name. And then this one is kind of like, it seemed like a mastery segment of, you know, some of these concepts that we've been, you know, seeing. You know, you got to deal with turrets in this one, and that's always fantastic. So, you've got a lot of things going on here. You got to make sure that everything stays structurally sound. You got to deal with the different portal mechanics. And, yeah, I mean, I've really been enjoying this. For people who like puzzle games, this is definitely going to be up your alley. It's just really fun. And as I told you, I am terrible, absolutely notoriously bad about forgetting to make bridges. I mean, I build bridges, but I build structural supports. I don't actually ever build the bridge, and that is a problem. Because I have killed so many dudes just like sending them into the abyss of yellow goo. And if you don't do them right, obviously you're gonna die to a portal turret, which is never fun. But that's what I like about a lot of these levels, is you can see there's just a couple different pieces going on, you know? And it gets even more complex sometimes when you have to do the convoys. I believe this is actually a level that, you know, like my original bridge was good enough that, you know, the convoy just worked perfect. But sometimes you'll run into that issue where all of a sudden you got to deal with so many different carts that it no longer is as structurally sound as you thought. So it kind of gives you that second difficulty. So I like to try to get these both done when I'm doing a level and then move on afterwards. And I've done pretty well with that. Obviously, you can see that people just kind of jump out. Thankfully, they don't matter. At least they don't seem to matter. I mean, let's be real. There's nothing more Portal than people not mattering. So it just kind of fits pretty well. But no, I mean, I've really been enjoying this game, and if you guys have any questions about it, I would love to answer them in the comments. We're going to jump ahead now to the next level, and this is a Propulsion Gel Level. This just shows you the fact that this is going to break a little bit from standard physics and kind of start throwing some stuff at you. Because obviously this is not something you'd have to deal with as a civil engineer, at least in current society. We don't normally just, you know, throw a ton of, like, I don't even know, like what? Banana peels and melted butter on the road? Like, I don't know how we get propulsion gel here. I feel like when you play Mario Kart, it would be a banana peel. But no, thankfully that's not something you have to deal with in everyday life. Thankfully, like, when they first introduce a new mechanic, they keep the levels fairly simple, as you can see. So, like, this one I'm not really struggling with, you know, just looking at it and being like, huh. But there are a couple levels earlier in the game I can honestly say I had to kind of look at a little bit just to figure out how they wanted me to do it. And that's something that I really like about this game. I wouldn't particularly call it hard, but it definitely is thought-provoking and just kind of fun. And I mean, I've always been someone who likes these kind of physics puzzle games, so it's definitely a plus for me. So, like, honestly, this is a really good game if you liked Bridge Constructor. And honestly, it's a pretty good game even if you like Portal and didn't like Bridge Constructor. Because you're going to sit back and you're going to really kind of start to like some of this stuff. So, definitely worth checking out, guys. And I've been having a blast with it. So this, again, is out on Xbox One as well as Nintendo Switch and the PlayStation Store. And it is out for $14.99. Definitely worth checking out. I would personally highly recommend this. I've had a blast with it. We actually included this in one of our videos for must-buy games from February. One of the better titles to come out on the store during that month for sure, and it's definitely something worth taking a look at. We'll be doing a lot more quick tastes and more content for you guys soon. We wanted to make sure that you guys got a chance to actually see a couple of the levels in action versus just, you know, solutions. That way you could kind of decide, is this something for me? And this is what I mean by, like, it's really, really easy to just have to move things slightly. For some reason, I swear the older Bridge Constructor game, it was not this way, which made it a lot more difficult when you had to just make a slight adjustment, you know? So, like, as you can see right now, I'm kind of getting, like, stuck. So my dude's just a little fat. We gotta figure out how to fix it. Thankfully, it's not too hard with the tools they give you, and that is something that's absolutely fantastic. Yeah, you know, Cain, just build a bridge, not structural supports. You gotta figure this out, man. But no, like, I've really, really been enjoying it. There's not a ton to explain with this game, so, you know, gonna keep this kind of short for you guys. We've been trying to make these quick tastes something that will really help you with your, you know, kind of purchasing decisions and give you guys like a little bit of a meatier look at some of these games. And I just want to say thank you guys so much. We really do appreciate it. Please do like and subscribe. It really helps us out a ton, as well as share these videos. Honestly, we're going to try to keep up with every single game that comes out anymore, and there's a ton of them. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and later.